A huge bull run is coming your way, and now is the time to accumulate before it's too late. Let's look at 4 layer 1s that actually have the potential of becoming big gainers in the upcoming bull run. Nothing I say is financial advice, and join the Discord for some free alpha. So the first project we're going to talk about is of course Kaspa. You cannot make a layer 1 list without including this project, okay? I've been in this project for a very long time, and I become more and more bullish. If we take a look at the chart, you are able to witness one of the more beautiful charts in the entire crypto space. A chart that perfectly represents something that is fair launched. No pre-mine, no team allocations, just pure organic growth. And that is what this chart reflects. You know, even in times of shakiness, Kaspa holds extremely strong. We've been in this range right here for quite some time, and it seems like Kaspa is refusing to go down under 10 cents. So why Kaspa? Why is it such a big deal? So in order to tackle that issue, let's look at the goal of Kaspa. What's their main goal, their main vision? Their vision is very clear. They want to become the leading peer-to-peer currency. But isn't that exactly what Bitcoin is? Yes, in some ways, it was what Bitcoin was intended to be. But the problem with Bitcoin, well, there are several issues with Bitcoin. First of all, it's slow. Second, and more importantly, people treat Bitcoin as a store of value, as a hedge against inflation, something you should hold long-term instead of spending, just like gold. That's why people call it gold 2.0. Now, Kaspa is faster, of course, that's the first point, but Kaspa also intends to be the silver of crypto, the currency you actually spend. Now, with smart contracts coming, it's just going to essentially put more eyes on Kaspa. Sure, things like meme coins, for instance, will facilitate more awareness for Kaspa, but it doesn't really affect Kaspa that much, because Kaspa doesn't really need it to succeed, because Kaspa's revolutionary approach lies in the use of block DAG technology. This structure increases transaction speed and scalability, making Kaspa capable of handling high volume, instant transactions required by a global digital economy to become the money of crypto. Now, as for what Kaspa can do in terms of price, I'm not going to give you a moonboy prediction, but like I mentioned in my Discord group, I think Kaspa can 20x. This will put it at just short of $3. Now, obviously, if you decide to buy Kaspa today, please don't wait until $3 in order to sell. The same way you DCA into a market, you DCA your way out by taking profits. But yeah, $3 is definitely possible for Kaspa, in my opinion. Next up, we got Alephium. I've never talked about this project, but if you're in my Discord, you know that a lot of members, including myself, are really bullish on this project. So the goal of Alephium is to provide a foundation for parties to build dApps and moreover managing digital assets in an efficient way through scalability, security, and sustainability. So let's just quickly take a look at it. We won't go too much in detail, don't worry. I can make a dedicated video about Alephium if you want, but just to give you guys an overview. So what makes me really bullish on Alephium is their sharding solution. Their sharding solution allows for an improvement in the scalability aspect, right? So the sharding process consists of dividing the blockchain into smaller parts, also called shards. This makes it possible to increase the throughput and efficiency of the network. They also have the stateful UTXO model, which is how Alephium manages their security. This model basically combines the best of both worlds between mutable state and immutable state, which allows for a good foundation for transactions, building smart contracts, building dApps, and so forth. And finally, for the sustainability, Alephium uses something called proof of less work, not proof of work, proof of less work, which is basically a consensus that allows for less energy consumption when mining Alephium. Now, as you might know, one of the biggest objections to proof of work is the energy consumption, because it can use a lot of energy. That's what people always hate on Bitcoin, right? Now, this is something that proof of less work tries to address by reducing the amount of energy used and therefore, of course, reducing the carbon footprint when mining Alephium. So without going too much into tech, Alephium is a very solid layer 1. It has been around for quite some time, as you can see on the chart, stayed in this 10-cent range for quite some time, and in Q1 2024, it hit its all-time high of $3.86. Now, ever since that, we have been retracing. We might even go down further, but is this a good time to buy Alephium? I think at these levels, you can get a very good entry, but please DCA. This, in my opinion, is an easy 30x. I even want to go as far as say close to 50x potential. But if you buy it today, don't sit and hold it until it hits 5 billion in market cap. Take profits along the way. But yeah, Alephium, a really solid layer 1. I would love to talk more about Alephium. If you guys think I should make a video about it, please comment down below. Next up, we have Tectum. I have talked a lot about Tectum on my channels. You already know I'm really bullish on this one. I won't go too much in detail as I have earlier videos for that, but Tectum is both a layer 1 and a layer 2 and claims to be the world's fastest blockchain. And the reason for this is that they have 3.5 million transactions per second, which is insane. Their layer 2 is their soft node component, allowing the scalability of every project basically. Right now it seems like their main focus is BTC, but essentially it allows for the scaling of everything. Now I'm accumulating big bags of Tectum. Tectum is one of my biggest holdings for mid caps because I have great conviction in this technology. I've been buying a lot under $15, okay? Big heads up, okay? I own this project and I own a lot. Ever since it dipped under $15, I bought before that as well, but ever since it dipped under $15, you best believe we've been accumulating, okay? We reached an all-time high of $45 in January early this year. As for what Tectum can do, I think that this has the potential of doing the same as Alephium, if not more. I think it's ridiculously cheap at these levels. I've already sent some buy alerts in the Discord so they know I'm buying this, because this is at these levels an easy 30x in my opinion. And finally, we got SpaceMesh. So SpaceMesh is a proof of space and time layer 1. So what the hell is space and time? So first, proof of space refers to a method where participants in a network known as smashers demonstrates that they have allocated a certain amount of storage space to the network. So this is really cool. So in SpaceMesh, this is done by generating and storing data on the smasher's hard drive. This process is known as smashing. Instead of using a GPU or CPU, you use storage space like disk space. The other part of proof of space and time is the time aspect. The proof of time is a way of verifying that participants on the network have stored data for as long as they actually have. So that was proof of stake and time in a very simplified manner of how the network works. So in some ways, this allows SpaceMesh to become more accessible and inclusive compared to many of the other blockchain networks, given that anyone with a computer can attribute to the network by providing disk space. So a really interesting project. And with this approach is trying to become the people's coin. If you want more details about the project, you can check out their YouTube where they go full in-depth about the protocol, how to smash, and so forth. So this chart might scare you a little bit. I completely understand that. This project has actually been in development ever since 2018, even though the chart looks very new. Exchange listing situation for SpaceMesh is poor, to say the least. One thing to keep in mind about this is that SpaceMesh had no exchange pre-allocations. I want to say it's fair launch, but I can't, because there is a reserve after 10 years for early investors. But that's in 10 years, my friends, okay? Nothing to worry about for this cycle. We will all be out of the market in 2 years' time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Also, don't get scared about the supply, and the FDV is literally going to take thousands of years to reach. But yeah, this project could have a lot of potential. By the way, Coinbase Ventures also participated in the funding together with a lot of VCs, and they managed to reach $18 million, which is really good. So a project to pay attention to. I don't know in SpaceMesh, but I'll keep this on my radar. But this definitely has a lot of potential of doing really well. So that was my top 4 layer 1s. Let me know if I missed your favorite L1, and I'll see you in the next video.